Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode. The first event in Queens of American Wrestling. We are our first event, New Reign 2020. Before we start, I'm going to go over the card real quick. Also, after the show, I'm going to show off just make a new event as well as show the events I have and kind of go through how I see those events, like what they mean, and all that other stuff. So, the actual card we have is going to be Daniela Sweetheart versus one half of the tag team champions, Marie Punen, Raquel Alvarado versus Darkness Cat, Alexis Lee Littlefeather versus Hellcat Hernandez. The Best in the Business take on the San Diego Girls in the main event, Alina America versus Foxy LaRue for the QAW World title. And this is Foxy throwing out her rematch clause. She has not gotten that yet. She will get that here tonight. So, of course, that's a pretty stacked card. We also have a dark match, but we'll see that when we go on. And let's just jump right into the show. So, in about that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but more subpar wrestling. Pamela Rojo defeats Air Raid Siren in 5:53 with a running power bomb. We get a sense through this match. It's a pretty standard match. Nothing really to stand. It's more at the ending. Pamela, she seems to know this is a dark match, like kind of like a break of kayfabe, and she goes up to the camera, on which this match will be seen on the Ondem. If you don't know Ondem, it's a, I take it as Cverse's, because it's literally YouTube logo as their YouTube, and the one you can get through broadcasting deals, I take that as their, like, YouTube Red, but whatever. She takes that up, and she looks at the camera, and she goes, "They're afraid. They're afraid." And that's all she says. So that's that. Air Raid Siren's initial gimmick of Wrist Tater got a rating of adequate. That's pretty good. No interesting gimmick. I love that gimmicks now can have a little like pros and cons section. That's really cool. Got a 37. Pretty decent for what I was expecting. I've tested this before and it's gotten worse before. So definitely not finish the show. We're doing one show, brother. We have our next segment. This will require some editing to do. But as we open the show, the actual show's open, plays Cherry Bomb by the Runaways, plays To Booze, and that is the official theme song for QAW's Commissioner Cherry Bomb, or Commissioner Bomb, as she stated to call herself. She shows up, and she's got her usual ring attire on, the bandana, as you see there, although probably has like a little cherry symbol on it. But she also has a bright red suit jacket, like she looks like some from like I can't think of his name, but the dude that owned Playboy. Like she looks in her mind very classy, but in reality, just very, very stupid looking. She takes her time to get to the ring. She scares a few kids along the way. You know, even in retirement, she's a pretty intimidating figure. Not just because she's a veteran, just because, you know, she is a wrestler. She has the size. Like, she'd probably kick my ass and probably maybe some of the viewers' asses. You're probably all more chads than I am. But she gets in the ring. She's got a microphone, and she says, "Are you ready for Queens of American Wrestling?" I don't know why I said it like that. And the crowd erupts into cheers. There's a QAW chant. And Sherry waits for the fans to die down. She soaks in the crowd reaction. She goes, "Man, you guys are excited. I wish I was excited to spend another decade with all you nerds." And the crowd boos Cherry Bomb. She's like laughing, like she's like, you know, she's upset, obnoxious at her own joke. She goes, "Now, when it comes to QAW, under my leadership, this decade of 2020 will be the decade of women. We will continue to be the penultimate mainstay of the independent wrestling scene here in America. QAW will rise to new heights, even going beyond that, and be the go-to place to see women's wrestling." And the crowd cheers. They don't like Cherry Bomb, but, you know, they're popping for, you know, the company itself. She goes, "Now, y'all know how much I hate wasting time in this ring." That gets a couple boos. "But as QAW's Supreme Commissioner, I feel I need to address something here tonight. Take a look at this." And on the live show, everyone in the crowd sees a projector. We have a shitty little projector that probably plays on like the curtain. But on the Ondem show, we edit it to see a more HD version of an image which is a screen cap of a Twitter post. I don't know what the Cverse Twitter is. I'm pretty sure Adam has a name for it. Someone might have catched that post, but I do not know. I will correct it once I see it. But it's a Twitter post from Pamela Rojo, which reads, "Another QAW event and then a night off the main card. Seems like maybe somebody other than Hellcat is scared of me. Hashtag New Reign 2020. Hashtag Commissioner BS. Hashtag politicking like a champ." And the crowd focus returns to Cherry Bomb, who looks directly into the camera. She's taken a very more serious tone, clearly agitated, and she says, "I'm going to say this once, and only once, Rojo. Take a long time off and really think about your next move. Remember who pays the checks around here. Remember, everyone works for me now. You can't find work in Seattle anymore. I'm all you got. So if I were you, I'd show some more respect around here." Cherry Bomb drops the mic and she makes her way up the ramp, out to the backstage area. Parts of the crowd start chanting for Rojo, which really agitates poor Cherry Bomb, and just is very upset as she walks out the building. So there's our first promo, 62. Commissioner Bomb, Cherry Bomb, a great promo, always has been, always will. Not the greatest wrestler in Triple her A days, but she is a pretty big crowd there. So she's obviously over, so she's gonna get the crowd into the show. And then we have our first match, Mrs. QAW Daniela Sweetheart versus Marie Pounen, one half of the tag team champions. She's riding solo, as the Furies tend to do. They're not really like a one for they're out for MMA, but this is mostly an issue of just like no one's at ringside to help Marie, and she goes the distance. She goes 12 minutes. And she does good, but it's all Daniela Sweetheart. Like, she knows what's going on. She knows what's good. She puts in the effort, and she hits a super kick on the 12-minute mark to secure the win. Daniela Sweetheart picks up the first win of the first QAW show of 2020. I don't think a better way to start the decade. And in a cool-down match, there was a lot of, kind of indie spots, showing QAW were the more work rate women's champion. We have a Darkness Cat taking on Raquel Alvarado, who is apparently really off her game, unfortunately, who usually does pretty good. But, this match is a lot of just Raquel dominating Cat. Cat's been in a kind of a slump. She has not been in the best of shape. And when she gets a lot of hope spots, but Raquel usually cuts her off. And she probably, maybe Darkness Cat has the ropes on, but she hits the Mexican stretch. I don't know what the Mexican stretch would be considered. I don't know if that's one of the OG moves, and I'm just stupid. But she probably blocks the referee so she can't see she has on the ropes, and she's forced to tap out in 10 minutes. Cool the crowd down after a match like that. And then we have a decent match as we see Alexis Lee Littlefeather of Stormfront taking on Hellcat Hernandez of the Clutch Fist. This match is not really luchador-esque, but more just, kind of a story, about it, in which it's just, Alexis, bless her soul, she's just old at this point. She's a veteran, but there's a time when you're a veteran, and there's just a time where you just don't got it anymore. And Hellcat just powers her around. She knows what she's doing. She may be a little bit less experienced, but she knows what's good. And she doesn't even really cheat. There's probably some little minor cheating, like stuff with the ref. She probably extends the counts to 4, but she's not cheating. She knows, like, she doesn't have to cheat to beat Littlefeather. Like, she knows that. She's just out of her league, and it's a sad state to see her. But she had challenged this match and eventually hits the running bulldog in 15:47 for the win. But after the match, Felicia Luck runs down, and they both attempt to put the boots. They're not dissuaded from putting the boots to poor Alex Littlefeather, and they get a lot of offense in. Like, they just beat her down viciously. But that's when Juana Hurricane runs down. She runs down to the ring. She starts clearing house. She takes out Felicia Luck. Hellcat, maybe like a drop kick to her. Nothing too severe. We don't want to, we're hyping this match up. But Hurricane looks out and stares down as Hernandez she just smirks. Felicia took most of the offense, so she's kind of on the outside, kind of resting up, but the two walk away. She may have saved Little Feather, but how much of Little Feather did she actually really save? And in a 35 match, we see the best in the business just go absolutely insane. They just wrestle circles around the poor San Diego girls. Izzy Quick is the most, she's really off her game, off this game, so I'm going to take that as, it's mostly Izzy in the ring. Izzy is the smaller wrestler of the two, and Ava and Anderson, they see that, like, okay, like, we get, like, Revival-like precision. Like, they just go ape shit. They know what they're doing. They just, attack, and they harp right on Izzy. And Coco, whenever she gets the chance, she doesn't even really get to do much. They're basically forcing Coco to make the tag to Izzy, and then they eventually actually switch it out. Just when Coco looks like she's about to get a roll, bam, they hit the rock and roll. I can't think what the rock and roll would be. I like to imagine it's like a shatter machine, just because I made the Revival allegory. It sounds like a good kind of move for them. But Best in the Business proved their tag team dominance, defeating the San Diego girls. And in the segment after that, we have another promo in which as the theme song for the Best in the Business plays, I haven't thought about it. We hear like I just consider it the Lucha House Party, the Lucha for the Lucha Bound, kind of a more sillier song, but or maybe like Kalisto's second song. I'm trying to do theme songs, you get the gimmick. But Lucha Bound, Pinky Perez and Maria Torres walk out from behind the curtain. They got mics in their hand, and Perez, she speaks up. They both have decently accented English, but we're here in Texas, so it's not like it's gonna be a thing that's like either hard to understand. She goes, "There you girls go again, cheating, disgracing the art of tag team wrestling. You're good, don't get me wrong, but you took a match with these two? They barely know their way around the ropes. I can't believe that new name, by the way, Best in the Business. You really are girls, aren't you? Me and Maria, though, we're women. We've bled, we've fought with each other. We fought with masks. Maria lost her masks, and I have the burden of taking that away from her. We've done more than you ever could imagine in this business. Yet, every time we want a match with you, you run away. Well, we've decided we're tired of you running away from us." And Maria comes down and she goes, Maria gets the mic and she's like, Pinky's right. I don't know why it took so hard to say. You girls have kept up this little race, asking for different opponents. So we decided to do the same thing. We talked to Commissioner Cherry Bomb, and next month at San Antonio Invasion, we have different opponents. And Edison and Snyder look absolutely thrilled. They for some reason do not want to wrestle Lucha Bound until Maria says, "The Rage, that's our opponents. Oh, and I should mention, it's going to be for the tag team titles." And as soon as that bombshell is dropped, Snyder and Anderson are pissed. They go ballistic. They're like, "What the hell? Why do you get a tag team match?" The crowd goes wild with it. Perez ending, "Maybe if you chicas didn't run so much, you could have gotten that title shot with us. But hey, when we win, you know where to find us." Fortunately, not a great promo. Anderson, Snyder, I did not know they were supposed to. What did I rate them on? Can I see what I rated them on? Booking details. No, I cannot see what I rated them on. That's my bad. I tested this before, but Pinky Perez improved really well, so she's clearly poor. But the other twos did not. So Lucha Bound, can we pre-book that? Yeah, we'll pre-book that. We'll pre-book that for San Antonio Invasion. We're gonna book a 2-on-2 tag team match. I always forget that's always kind of weird. But it's going to be Honey Badger and Marie Punen, The Rage, taking on Pinky Perez and Maria Torres of Lucha Bound for the tag team titles. That sounds absolutely awesome. I forgot you can segment. I'll adjust this as we potential title match. Let me put the titles in case I forget. There we go. And then we have our main event of the evening is Elena America versus Foxy LaRue. this is a pretty big match. Alina America, she won the gold. Not her first time with it, but a very shocking win. Foxy LaRue had the belt with the Ronin 3 until the line interfered. They blocked interference, allowing Alina to win the title. The Ronin obviously have their own problems now with the line. Alina America has her own problems with the Furies, the current tag team champions, and MMA, their leader. So the whole story of this match is just kind of like everybody's worried about anything. Everyone's looking over their shoulder. It's a very clear-cut type of mentality. Everyone's kind of anxious in front of these 459 people at Albuquerque, New Mexico, but they give it their all. Alina is just hitting moves, Foxy's hitting moves. Both, they're not really the luchador-esque that we've come to know, but more of the kind of drag-out brawl. Alina is more of an all-arounder, so Foxy does more of brawling. Alina was something that Alina, she's okay at, but she's not the greatest at. But in the end, there can only be one winner. In a 52 match, Alina America defeats Foxy LaRue in 21-34 with the Southern Lights bomb. After Ashley Glover ran in and attacked Foxy, she tried to do some cheating. She probably had a chair, but it was stopped by Ashley. I want to call her Glover all the time. I don't know why, but it was Grover, of course, and that whole storyline, of course, moves on. But we have Alina America making her defense the win as we end the show. The babyface going over, but we're not exactly done yet. You see, after basically we have some post-show angles, which are essentially these were beyond on Dem. And this ring apparently sucked. I don't know why. This was completely different the first couple times I've changed it. I might have gone in and fucked it up. But no, it's not important either anyway. As essentially, and of course, Modest is supposed to be off screen. It's not a my Tyler if someone's not off screen. But essentially, what the hell is this? This is actually very weird. I believe this was a freestyle angle, but then has been changed. So I'm gonna read what actually happens in this promo, so he can ignore that. I believe that's what happened. Somehow I have changed, updated the game, so perhaps that had something to do with it. It just fucked up the whole freestyle angles. That's what I'm gonna go with, but not a real problem there. As we're getting a cinematic type a thing here. We see a beautiful pool. The camera cuts, and you're watching this. You'd be watching it on YouTube. Someplace where clearly expensive people tend to chill out, like a hotel. And we zoom in and we see Sarah Taylor, Little Miss Perfect, lying beside the pool. She's getting a nice tan working. She's got the QAW Shockwave title next to her. It's also enjoying some sun. The cameraman lingers for a bit before Sarah finally, she has sunglasses on. She looks at him and she's like, ugh. Like, don't you know it's my day off? And then the cameraman's like, he probably sounds like the guy from The Simpsons that works at the fast food place. Like, excuse me, do you have a minute to talk? I don't know why she sounds like Shaggy, but fuck it, we'll roll with it. She goes, she rolls her eyes and she begins, last month, I beat that idiot Hellcat, her stupid former friend Rojo, and that ditzy cat to win this beauty. She pats the Shockwave title. So I did what every deserving champion needs to do. I took a meeting. A worker then brings her a big old cocktail, and she takes it. She's like, ooh. And the young lady then, she's waiting for a tip, as you normally would, to which Sarah just says, no, and she shoos the poor woman away, and she walks. She goes, see, I understand my adoring fans can't wait to see me back. Patience is all you need, darlings. But my glorious return is being ruined by those people that call me selfish and absorbed. That's the people I'm taking a break from. The people that without me, QAW would be nothing. They would worship the ground I tread on to bring me back if I were to ever leave. But one goal at a time. She then takes a long sip of her drink before continuing. When will I be back? I don't know. Probably when I feel like it. But when I come back, it will be like every little thing I do. Perfect. And the camera fades as she goes back to tanning, and it zooms in on the Shockwave title. So Sarah Taylor, not the most defending champion on the books, but what can you do? And then we have, see, this angle didn't change. We have Alina America shown walking backstage, and Alfonso Garcia is there, and she's like, Alina, let me get a word. And Alina, comes up, she's smiling, she has the title, and Alfonso goes, I want to congratulate you on an awesome title defense. That was an amazing match. And Elena goes, I'm so thankful to kick off 2020, this new decade for women's wrestling, to put on a match like that. Foxy is a great wrestler. I don't agree with her, but you know, she really is great. We made magic in the ring today, but I was the better woman. You know, and Foxy tries to cheat. You know, a lot of people here are starting to do that. We were getting a clear definition of who's good and who's bad in this company. And then MMA just sucker punch. She comes out of nowhere, just nails Elena with one punch, knocks her out. She's got MMA gloves on. She just kind of folds the, you know, she does the thing where you like, you know, cracks her knuckles after it. Garcia has just run out, and MMA just leans down and just says, I'll see you in San Antonio. And then she walks right away, and the camera then fades. This is also, as I said, post-show video or the DVD exclusive. I also forgot, you know, because we're probably selling DVDs. 36 to finish the show, and we end our first show with a 49 and a pop-up in one region. This was a good show. Very good starting show, very good main event, good matches all around. Trying to see... But, am I missing something here? Oh, no. I thought for some reason it was putting the matches in terms of the ratings like before. But, yeah, you know, the only real thing was just the odd glitch with the Sarah Taylor angle being different. But I am going to hold a match. Of course, I'm going to tell, let's see who we're going to talk to. Daniela's sweetheart. She was good. She carried that fucking poor Maria Puna into that match. I'll do Foxy. Elena surprised me a lot, but we'll do her. And then I think we'll do Pinky Perez. She was the one that helped in that promo. I did good, so we'll point out as a good example. We'll also point out as a good example, and then we'll praise for a great performance. Make the speech. Danielle Seahart seemed pleased. Foxy seemed pleased. Perez seemed pleased. So I'll cut that when we have the actual... I'll cut back to the main screen in a second here. Alright, so we have the kind of news section here, and I wanted to show, as it says, QAW Queens of Wrestling, our event was considered awesome. In fact, a small company, our company, which is pretty true, has outshone some of the bigger companies' more recent efforts. So absolutely awesome, great way to start the series. If we go back to the company in the events, these are all our events. I should have ran them through, but things, you know, got fucked up. But we have, we just had New Reign. We had San Antonio Invasion, which will be our next big show. But what I do want to do is, at least for the time being, I want to check, we are in the Saturday. So on Sunday, the last day of the month, let's check availability. Saturday, okay, so no one will be missing a show. We're going to be doing a kind of smaller show, a 1-hour show, QAW Road to Royalty. We'll do this monthly, and this one will be titled San Antonio Invasion. Ah, dang it, one word up. Can I do just that? Can I cheese it? Yeah, we'll do that. So QAW Road to Royalty, San Antonio Invasion. This will be a very smaller show. I'm not gonna do lesser just to see how that works out. See, if the show fucking bombs and I can't book it, then I'll set it to lesser so it doesn't fix us up anywhere. So these are gonna be our shows. We're gonna have them on the Saturday, the last of the month. We're going to then click out. So Road to Royalty will be like our small shows just to get a little bit and to have more content before the game actually releases. Back to the main shows. American Lucha, just another event. Three-way dance actually has a gimmick being a three-way dance in the main event. You know, pretty simple stuff. Battle Bowl, Golden Dreams. Golden Dreams, I envision it like all the titles being held. Crowning the Queen is our WrestleMania, our season finale. It also will be the point in which the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament are held. It is currently a round robin tournament. I'm not sure when I'll start it. Probably around the time of three-way dance. Basically, I'll get into the once we get to the tournament, I'll talk more about it. Fallout, just the fallout of Crowning the Queen. Amazon's Attack, Trios Mania. I imagine this as like a big event in which there's essentially a King of the Ring type tournament. 4 teams of 3, the big stables, all have a tournament to fight it out to see who is the best trios team in QAW, especially considering, we're a very Lucha Star show. And then Final Wars are the last 2 shows, so they really don't have gimmicks. Unless I create one, I'll tell you. Also, like I said, I created the TV show. No, I didn't say that because I'm thinking of older recordings. Wrestling Royalty will be a TV show if we ever get one. But there we go. So those are how everything will be. I will see you guys for QAW Road to Royalty San Antonio Invasion. Nothing really big will happen there, so I'm not going to pre-book anything that I'll get into. In fact, I'll probably pre-book more stuff at the show than at at the actual... whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. Maybe you don't. Whatever. What a great ending to the first episode. See you guys.